Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. I am joined by Mitchell tonight, and we are going to talk West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1. Mitchell, you was there. Talk to me, son. Tell me, what did you think?
You know what? It's typical of me. I tell you what, I've got really bad at predicting games this year. Like usually I've been quite good at it in like previous seasons, but the last like 5 games I've just completely got wrong. I just can't call West Ham, to be honest. Like there's times I'm really unconvinced by us, and then the next game we'll pull out the bag. Today, all my mates are going, "Oh, come on! Surely you got to think we might get a result today. We've been playing well recently," and I'm like, "No, I can't see it. We're not scoring
Mm.
goals. We've got no end product. I can't see us maybe scoring one against Villa, but I just think they'll score a couple against us." I said, "I think we'll draw today, or maybe Villa will win." But we did it. We got a win, and I'm absolutely buzzing about it. To be honest, very happy. Yeah, I mean,
I,
first half, not so much. I had a bit to say, but you know what? We we done all right. We've done all right. Considering we played Thursday, we travelled to Seville as
yeah.
well and come back. The boys done well.
I've got to admit, I was thinking like you today. I was thinking draw all over it.
I was thinking draw,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, I was thinking that Villa, decent side, they're in form. We're looking at Thursday more than this game, and to go and win is amazing, I must admit. But we'll get into
Mm.
it, and we'll start off with this man, Lucas Fabianski, who I thought was absolutely first class today. Really did. What did you think, Mitch?
Um, Good game, solid game, done well. Um, didn't do any silly balls out from the back. Um, I think he done a good kick, a couple of good kicks as well in the second half to get it up the pitch a bit. I think it's like
Mm,
Yarmolenko, I think it was. But he saves very good today. He done very well. I think the two big ones was the one where it came in as a cross, I think, and
mm.
he kind of tapped onto the post and held it. And then the other one, what was the other one? I think it was against Buendia. He made himself big, stretched
Yeah,
himself out wide, and look, I keep praising this bloke every week, and it's so weird that start of season we thought by now 100%, pardon me, Aviola would be our starting goalkeeper.
mm,
But the fact he's done this, you know what? I was calling out for Aviola at the start of the season, but Aviola, I don't know if he can come in unless he has like blinders every game now. Aviola, like Fabianski's doing so well, and I just don't know when his boat's going to end. Do you know what I mean? He's getting really old, but he's still performing. He's still doing well. And at the end of last season, I think it was where he started having a few tiffs, and he wasn't. It was a bit more shaky,
yeah,
um, especially in his distribution. But then he's just come back this season and done. He's done brilliant. Like he's had a couple poor games, but besides from that, each game he's done well. He's done what he's been asked of him, and that's all we can
mm,
ask for. And today he went beyond that for me. I thought it was superb again, absolutely superb.
mm.
Nothing but praise for Fabs. I'd give him an 8 today. I thought he was one of our best players.
I'm giving him a 9, mate. I think he was absolutely first class. I think he can't do a lot with the goal. I believe that.
Yeah, I
I think
agree. Yeah,
everything he done well. The save from which hit the post was excellent. The save from Buendia was good. He come out, he gathered stuff. He looked first class, mate. It's quite an easy rating for me this one. I thought he was absolutely first class today,
yeah.
100% from start to finish. Solid 9 from me. Moving on to this man, Mister Cresswell. Now, this is going to be hard for me to give a rating on this geezer because obviously he got injured, he got subbed off. But I thought he was shocking, mate. I really did. I don't know about you, Mitch, but like this, he does the same thing over and over again. He gets the ball, he goes down the side, and he just this is no. How can I put it with him? He's just not a left back that is going to like whip crosses in from like the byline, so to
I
speak.
just think
You know
his
what I mean?
time's gone now. I think in this kind of new generation, where we want to be as well, in this kind of way we're going forward, slowly but surely. I think even under Moyes, I think at the moment there's a few people doubting him. We are progressing under him, and it is a good thing to see. And as a club, I do think that Cresswell's got to be hooked next season, 100% for me. I
Mm,
said it right at the start of the season. I got so much hate for it. I said right at the start, if it was the second game, I think it was Leicester. I said, look, I think this team is our first team's great. I said at the time, so first team's great. A couple of players he's come in. I just think Cresswell is still a liability, and I got so much stick for that. I just truly think like people, and it was that. Obviously, he got injured then. And Masuaku came in, and everyone was saying, "Oh, look, we need Cresswell back. We need Cresswell back." I agreed, but then it was always comparing him to Masuaku, and I think this is where the fan base have gone wrong. I think
Yeah.
we all compare him to Masuaku, and I've always said this, and I think I've said it as well on the channel. Just because he's better than Masuaku doesn't mean he's great. You know, it's like Mark Noble coming in. A lot of people don't like Souček, including myself. If Mark Noble came in, Souček would play better than Mark Noble probably.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
doesn't mean
I know.
Souček's great, does it? And it's
No.
like, you know, and it works with every single player. For me, Johnson coming in, just because he's probably better than Kufa at the minute, doesn't mean he's good enough. Like at the moment, he's not playing good enough for me. Bun Johnson. Obviously, we'll come on to that next, I think, or
Mm.
maybe in a few ratings time. But just Cresswell just lacks a lot of what I think we need. We need a lot of pace, a lot more directness going forward. I think instead of fiddling about of it. Yeah, we've done well today to get the 2 goals, but I think there's a lot of games where we could really do some really direct players on the wings,
How much of
and at
how
fullback.
how much of a miss is he going to be for West Ham now if he's out?
For Cresswell,
Yeah.
oh, still a miss because obviously we've got no good backup for him. Like
Mm.
Masuaku's absolutely useless. For me, I've said it about a million times. I think Longelo has got something.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Obviously, he's not been given enough minutes this season, and you know the season's nearly over, mate. How long have we got left? We've got like a month and a half, haven't we?
About 2 months. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Until the season. Oh, yeah, 2 months. I think it is 2 months. The season finishes, and you know this is the last fifth of the season now. Um, and we're at that period now where we can start thinking about how the season's gone. Look, I'm happy with how the season's gone. But I would have liked a lot of the youth players to be given a lot of chance, and Longello's one of them.
Mm.
Um,
Mm. Would you rate Cresswell today?
I'll give him a 6. I think it was bang average performance. Not good enough, not bad enough for me.
Mm.
Done a couple decent things. Didn't get exposed defensively too bad. Didn't play the full time. Yeah, I think for me a 6. I think it's about right.
I can't give him a 6, mate. I really can't. I've got to give him a 5.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
I look at him and he does the same thing over and over again.
He's so boring, isn't he? He's so boring.
Yeah, there's no. I don't think I ever see him beat a man. I don't ever see him like get to the byline across a ball in. He's always what it is. He'll go down the left hand side. He'll pass it to Benrahma, and Benrahma's got to cross it. Like it just.
You're bang on.
And
If you're playing as a right winger or a
yeah.
right back, defending against him or attacking against him, if you're coming up against him and you're playing against him on this side, you're thinking, you know what, happy days. Because he's piss easy. He's piss easy to beat past. He's not a physical type left back. So you think I can fucking brush his skis aside. He's slow as fuck. I can run past him easy. He's small. I can beat him in the air. He's got no skills.
Defensively, he's okay, but he's not great.
Yeah, he positions himself well, and that's what I can give him credit for. And he can, puts in a decent tackle, but he's just so average. He puts a decent ball from set pieces, and that is it. That's it, really.
And that is a problem, Mitch. Before I move on, that's a problem when it comes to Cresswell because we're relying on the man to put crosses in, but he don't even get to the byline to put a cross in. Do you know what I mean? He puts it in from deep.
He don't get himself from good positions because he's too slow, or he's just.
100%.
I don't think I've seen him. He used to be quite fairly nippy, a bit of acceleration about him back in the day, but now he's just like
nothing there.
Slow, yeah.
Moving on to this man, who I thought was excellent. Yeah, again, this man, ever since he kicked his cat, has become a well beater. He don't have bad games no more.
Left centre back, we was questioning him at the start of the season when Ogbonna got injured and he moved to left centre back. He wasn't playing as well. But all of a sudden, in his position, he's doing well, wasn't he?
I thought he was excellent, mate. I'll go first on this one. I'm going to give him a very, very high 8 for me, just not a 9. Yeah, I think it's a 9 if the goal don't go in my opinion. But I thought he was absolutely first class. Really, really was. Solid in the air. Should have made a great save from Martinez from his header. Defended well. The goal's a bit is his mistake to a point because he slips or he gets out of position.
I'd like to sit back again because I was told about an hour ago. Mike said he watched it back. He said, "Oh, guess who thought it was?" He said it was Johnson's. I'm just going to actually, if you don't mind, I'm just actually going to pull it up quick, if that's all right.
Yeah, Johnson sort of kicked it up, but Zuma is more out of position. I think if you're trying to blame Johnson for that, then you're being a bit harsh, really, in my opinion. So it's just one of them ones, really.
Okay.
Let's have a look in the chat, see what everyone's saying while Mitch is having a look. Jaywood says 7, gave the ball away for the goal. West Ham 58 says 8. Zuma, always solid in the air. The goal, I share the blame between Zuma and Johnson. Possibly, but, you know, what else we got here? That's it at the minute. Get your comments in. I'll read them out. Do you know what I mean? Mitch, you found it yet, son?
Yeah, sorry, mate. I'm just sorry. You know what? I was just watching the build-up goals, the build-up play. Sorry, I don't know what I was doing then. I'll watch it after. I've not seen anything since the game. Oh, for fuck's sake!
I thought I really did. I think he was really, really good today. Like, I think he defended well. I thought he had every time the ball come in and he was up against Watkins or Ings, he headed everything away. I remember in the first half, I think it was, he'd done a defensive header away, and Fab was having a go and saying like he could have come out and gathered it, but he's like, "Nah, mate, I'm making sure that's going out, like, so I'm not taking no chances." So he's like a no nonsense defender at the minute, Zuma, which I do like. I must admit, I really do like. We got Zuma always solid in the air. The goal, I read that one out. Shares the blame. Swin Johnson. Have you found the goal yet, Mitch?
I'm just looking at it over and over again. I'm just looking at every players and the positioning of them, and I don't know about. I don't think it's Johnson's fault.
Nah, I don't think it's Johnson's fault.
I'll tell you what, I actually blame Suchek and Moyes. I don't know why they're both trying to tackle the same player. Jacob Ramsey's coming from midfield. You got Diop and Dawson. You got mate. They're so bad. Okay, fair play to Fredericks. That's his man. Dawson's run across. Either Diop, Rice and Suchek, they're the 3 players. I don't know. They should have sorted amongst themselves. So who's going to sit back and mark players in the edge of the area? Because the edge of the area is completely open. Suchek and Rice go to tackle Buendia, both of them, and they're the only 2 defensive midfielders we've got. And one of them should have covered Rice or Suchek. I don't know why that goes. That's poor. There.
So what do you reckon on Zuma then, mate?
He obviously gave the ball away, which wasn't good enough. Besides from that, I do think he was excellent the whole game. So, and he nearly scored. I personally, I know he gave away the ball. I still have to give him an 8 for me. I think he was exceptional today.
I thought he was excellent, mate. I really did.
I was trying to think about who's the man of the match, and we'll talk about that in actually, because then we'll talk about all the ratings. And
right, what we got here? So you've gone with an 8 for him. His partner in crime, Craig Dawson. I see people saying that this man was man of the match today. I was like, I don't know what they're saying. He
I thought he was very good. I thought he was very good, actually.
I thought he was shaking the first half, Mitch. Like the ball, like getting under his feet, and
yes, he was. He was.
Do you know what I mean? I think he got better in the second half. Don't get me wrong, but I think first half,
kicking balls like fucking. What was it like? Fucking prime Cannavaro.
I've got to admit, they were good, I must admit. But I've got to say this, in the first half, if I was rating him for the first half, I would have given him a 5, mate. I thought he was terrible. Like,
I thought he was great. I would have given him a 6. I would have given him a 6. I think too bad.
Yeah, but what it was Ings and Watkins. They was all over him in that first half. Like, Ings should have scored, really. And for me, he didn't. But then he must have got a bollocking at half time from Moyes. Say, like, Craig, sort yourself out, son. Second half, he comes out and he's like, prime Maldini. do you know what I mean?
He was superb. He was superb.
So
this is what I'm going to say. I say, for me, his first half performance was a 6 worthy. Second half, I actually thought it was unbelievable. I'd give an 8. So I'm going to go in between, bang on 7.
Ooh, you're going to go 7. I'm with you on that.
Good man.
I think I think Suma was better, like
Yeah,
defensively than him, 100%. Excuse me, but I do feel that Dawson got better in the second half, 100,000% on that. And then passes and the balls he was playing. Someone put up a stat earlier saying he got 92% pass accuracy. I thought, yeah, that's great. That's all well and good. But the first half, he nearly give the ball away a few times, like when he
yeah.
did. So, do you
True.
know what I'm saying?
It's good. Yeah, it's true.
It's one of them ones. Moving on to this man, Ben Johnson. Now, I don't know where to start with this one, Mitch, because I was seeing people say that he was pretty decent. I've got people
James, did
saying,
you see my tweet about the worst take ever in West Ham
yeah,
history? Well,
yeah,
I West Ham news and views. I couldn't actually believe, and all the people I
yeah,
followed was liking it. I was on the train home. I was like, let's see what Twitter's saying. I like a bit of positivity, and then all of a sudden I see Ben Johnson's my man of the match. I'm like, uh, I'm like, I see you on the fucking train. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Honestly, for
oh,
me, it was one of the worst.
yeah, yeah. Do you know what
Um,
irritated me? I'll tell you what, I'll go first on this one and you can come in, yeah? What irritated me is Ashley Young is on the pitch and he does not run at him. Right.
yeah,
Luca Dina gets subbed off because he gets injured. Ashley Young's there, and I'm thinking, just run at
it was
him,
embarrassing.
Ben.
Ashley Young was
Yeah.
embarrassing.
And he didn't do nothing. And I was
I
like,
know,
well, what
I
what
know.
are you doing? Like, I've got to admit, I will say this: when he went over to the left, he was good. I would say that he done all right when he went over to the left. I've got to give him that. But in the first half, I thought he was like he gave the ball away.
I do think our fans are slightly blinded by him. I think the fact he's young, he's put good performances in the past. I
Yeah.
think he's good. Um, and even that is slightly pushing it. At the moment, he's not been good enough. Like he's been very average at the
Mm.
moment. And we've got three bang average right backs to the club, in my opinion. If let's be real, they're all average. Johnson, I can't see him making it as a top right back. I think he's all right. I just think he lacks a lot of the attributes which you need. And everyone say, oh,
Mm.
he's young and you can get these attributes, but he's not that young. Was he 21, 22?
22.
Um, 22. I don't know. I don't know, at this age you need to be like, showing it, putting yourself about. I think he's all right. I think he's all right. Defensively, I think he's very good, but
Mm.
that's about as far as it goes. I think going forward, he does lack a lot of
I
things.
don't think, Mitch, me personally, with Ben Johnson, on Thursday night, he was my man of the match. I thought he was excellent Thursday against Seville. I thought he dealt with their left winger very, very well.
I can't remember.
Um, yeah,
He
right,
was
you was
good.
hammered. I know.
He was. He did defended well. He did defend well though.
Right. Now, today, it's night and day. Like, he's had a bit of a mixed game today. Like, do you know what I mean? I've seen the good and bad of Ben Johnson today. Like, I've seen the frustrating Ben Johnson where he just don't run at people and he don't run down that wing. And what does me, he's very slow up the pitch. Like when I
He's slow, yeah.
listen, when I look at Ashby, I've seen Ashby a few times this season. Every time that boy gets the ball, he's off. He's running.
He's so forward thinking, Ashby.
Yeah, yeah.
We was
And
talking
that's
about
what
today, like we cannot believe we've got three right backs at the club and none of them are like set in their position. I just want two full backs at the club, which I think I'm proud of. Do you know what I mean? I think it's weird because we're defending well. We are defending well. They're good defenders. All the fullbacks we've got at the club, really. I think Soufal's a good defender.
mm,
Um, not as much this season. Johnson's a good defender. I think Cresswell's a decent defender. It's just going forward, and it shows in the goals we're scoring recently. We are really lacking, and when
mm.
the attackers ain't on the top game, and we need the fullbacks to kind of push up and provide something, they're not doing it either. And I think Johnson, especially in the first half today, was our worst player. And I actually will go as far as saying he was really shit, really bad. I thought, and I was saying
Mm.
like, come on, mate, you've got to pick yourself up here. Yeah, as soon as he went to left back, he did do well. Second half, he was better. But he'd done a little run, which was very good, to be fair. Kept it more simple, defended well. I think he done all right. But that first half, he was just hoofing it forward again. Exactly what I was telling Soufal not to fucking do. He was just hoofing it blindly and like board pass,
100%.
that bad passes, sloppy passes, poor crosses.
What would
Yeah,
you rate him? What would you rate him, Mitch? Give me a rating for him. See if me and you agree.
nah. Was it an average performance? For me, no, it wasn't good enough. I'm giving him a 5. I don't give a fuck, mate. Probably the worst player. Not good enough today. I cannot, honestly, I cannot believe. Many people may disagree with me. You know what? Fair enough. This is what I believe. I do. I think he's an all right player. I think our fans are a bit. What's the word? Kind of.
Get blinded by
the fact he's young. He's come through the academy. Yeah. He's done good for us this season at some points, but at the moment, I think he's really struggling. To be honest, my point.
I wouldn't say he's struggling. Listen,
I wouldn't say struggling. No, I just think he's not shown enough quality. I think for me,
I would say I would give him a very high 6, but just not 7 for me. Right, and I'll tell you the reason why. I think in the first half he was shit, and there's no choice about it. He amount of times that he actually done fouls, and the referee didn't see him, which was debatable. But he lost the ball so many times. Ashley Young comes on and he should be running it in, and he don't. I'm thinking, what are you doing? You've got like a 40-year-old there and you're still not doing nothing. But then in the second half, I've got to give him his due.
It's a very good point. I didn't even think of that, but James, you're bang on there, mate.
Right. When he went over to the left, I thought he was good. So I've got to give him
It wasn't for long, was it?
Well, it was near enough the half, wasn't it? It was about 35 minutes of the half, got to be. Like Cresswell, or even 25 minutes of the half. But he still had to do it, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? Because we haven't got a left back at the club. But that's down to Moyes. But I'll give him a high 6, just not a 7.
Gello, mate. Gello's the answer.
Yeah. Moving on to a man who had a pretty good game. It's this man, Thomas Souček. Mitchell, take it away, son. But before you do, please smash a like on the video, and please do subscribe to the channel if you're watching for the first time. Please do so. Mitch, Thomas Souček, what did you reckon today?
You know what? When Souček does have the occasional good game, this is as far as it goes, really. Nothing special, not, oh my God, that was brilliant, Souček. Everything was just like, you know what, Souček, well done, you've done well there. Yeah. Good, Souček, I like that. Good, that was good. But nothing like, that was brilliant. And today was one of those games, he hasn't had many good games this season, let's be real. But recently he's had a few more. Put my hands up,
Is it because of the new headband he's got on? He's turned into
the claret band. Yeah. No, I don't think that. I think I just think as soon as he cut his eye open, I think a bit of sense went into him. Like sense just flew over and just flew in his eye, and he just went, "Oh my God, I'm not going to hoof it blindly anymore." No, he didn't. He didn't hoof it blindly. He kept it simple when he was in possession today. Didn't give it away as much silly. A couple of times he gave it away, but not much, not as much as he usually does. And he defended well. I think that was a good key. He defended well, won things in the air. Good performance, just a good performance, and well done to him.
For me,
I'll give him a 7.
Well. Yeah, I think he played well today. I think he kept their midfield quiet. Obviously, they had McGinn and Louise and Ramsey. And let's be honest,
Louise is a lucky man, isn't he?
He is.
Do you know why?
Why?
Not because of the teeth. Because he's shagging Alicia Lehman. Fucking hell. The ex-West Ham player.
Yeah, I know you're about the blonde salt. Thing is, when I look at him today, I think he did look good. He's getting into them positions now where, he had a header that went wide, which is unlucky, really. But
it wasn't a bad idea. Difficult position.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. It's a pretty easy rating for me on this one. A solid 7 for me. I think it's about right. He weren't vintage, but he weren't crap. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'll give him. It's a much better performance, but I want to see more of him. Really, I do. Moving on.
He won't provide more because I think as far as his actual ability goes, these are the kind of performances that you're going to get the best at. These is as far as it will go. Without adding goals and tap-ins and headers that you can score. In terms of defending and passing and keeping it simple, this is as far as it goes, I think, for Souček. And that's the thing. There's no really progression with Souček because he doesn't have that natural ability. Let's be real. No, he hasn't got that, that good first touch, that good he hasn't got that bit of speed. He lacks a lot. He's
Do
very
you
slow.
think? I'll take that off a minute and put Souček back on quickly. Do you think with Souček, though, Mitch, if we had another midfielder in there, a proper midfielder, not Manuel Lanzini, would Souček be better? Because I think he would be, if I'm honest.
I think he'd be slightly better, but still, that's not good enough. I don't want us to be very slightly better. I want us, to actually make improvements. Where I go, let's get this man. He'll go in here. Let's improve. I want good, hungry young players. I want a good team, which have got certain attributes. I just think Souček lacks too many attributes and areas for me. I think if he played in the midfield three, he'd be slightly better, as you'd say. But I think this way we play going forward is a good way of playing. Obviously, sometimes it doesn't work at some teams. It hasn't worked a lot of times this season. But I think going forward, I think if you change some players in the system, I think it'll work. But I think in the two midfield formation, I think we could benefit from a better midfielder than Souček in the future.
100%. Moving on to this man, which is Declan Rice, our captain. Absolutely first class today. First class. I thought he's up there to be my man of the match. There's one player that I'm giving man of the match to today.
This is interesting. I'm interested to see this.
Right. But I thought Rice done well today. I thought he kept Coutinho quiet. He marshalled that. He's got a semi-assist for the second goal. The only thing he really done wrong is he gave away a dodgy foul and got a yellow card. But I think his passing was pretty decent. Like his long passing was pretty decent. And he sort of speared us on, so to speak, today. What do you think, Mitch?
I thought he had a good game. I think it's I think Rice usually is always up there for man of the match contenders. For me today, not quite. I'll say my rating quick and I'll go on to the reason why. I'm going to give him a 7. I think it was just a good performance. I do think in the first half he gave away a couple bad passes. I think he tried a few passes with his left foot today, I noticed, and he doesn't normally do that. Usually, if he does do that, he keeps it simple and short. If he does play with his left, but he'd done a long ball with his left today, and I've never seen that from him before. I think maybe once, and that was ages ago. Actually, that was for Felipe Anderson's assist. I think 2 seasons ago, where he'd done a cross-field pass at Anderson. But he doesn't normally do that, and he'd done that today, which was strange. And he went out for throwing. It was really bad. And then he'd done one about 5 minutes later. He tried playing a through ball to Benrahma. And it was terrible. It was a really bad pass to his left foot. But besides from that, it was a good performance. Obviously, those 2 soppy passes, it's not very often we say that with Rice. Defended good. We know Rice can be, a superb defender. He done well today. Kept Coutinho very quiet. I'll give that to him. He did do very well with him. Done very well for the second goal. He's done very well there. But nothing special for me to say. It was just good. It was a good performance from him. I'll give him a high 7 for me personally. High 7.
I'm going to give him an 8. A strong 8. This is. I thought he was excellent. I thought Coutinho has been on form recently, and I didn't see him today. Did not see
quiet,
the kid. He was dead quiet, mate. I thought he handled Watkins sometimes pretty well. Got in front of him, was a nuisance. Declan Rice is the reason why West Ham are up there, because he's a top-class player and he drives his team on. And listen, you can say about West Ham, you can say about Moyes, but Declan Rice is one of the key reasons why West Ham are at that sort of top end, because he don't settle for shit. He wants the best, and he wasn't vintage today, Declan Rice. I think he's saving that for Thursday, but I do think he was decent today. So I give him a strong 8 for me, very strong 8. Moving on to this man. Now, this man frustrates me a little bit, Mitch. I don't know about you, but some people say he's good. Some people say he wasn't so good. And I am in the middle here, because I didn't think he was amazing today. I think he gave away the ball quite a few times, got booked, as he always does. And I don't know what position he plays. Is he a midfielder? Is he an attacking midfielder? Is he part of a three?
Such a strange part of the club. Now, going forward, I think where you want to be. I always say this all the time. It probably does bore people, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think going forward, I think we need consistent players in the team, consistent performers that will play, badly every so often, but not too much. Players like Rice, players like Bowen, players like Zuma. These kind of players at the club we want. Players that lead and come
Yeah.
out and set an example of your game. Lanzini is a player that I've always loved. I've always thought he's got good natural talent. He's good on he's good with his feet. He's got a little burst of acceleration, and he passes it well, but he's very inconsistent.
Yeah.
One
I
game
agree.
he's very good, and then one game he's bad or average. It does go. It's exactly how it goes. It goes good, bad, average, good, bad,
Yeah.
average. That's exactly how it goes. It's not even like too good and then too bad. It's always one good game, one bad, one average, one good. Today was probably in between bad and average. He did try and keep it simple. I think he could have dropped deeper and asked for the ball a bit more. There's a lot of times I was saying, "Where's Lanzini?" He's just like in the middle of the pitch, like not thinking.
Yeah.
When there's times where, especially on the left hand side, Benrahma and Cresswell were very tight and had nowhere out, and Moyes had to come in and give him a hand.
Do you know what does it with him though, Mitch? Right, is when he does get the ball, he don't pass it forward. He always passes it back. Right, I noticed that today and all. Every time he got the ball in the middle of midfield, he'd be looking to pass it to Souček. Instead of turning and going the other way, with like a ball over the top for Benrahma or a ball over the top for Antonio, right, or something down the side for Fornells, it's always sideways and back passing with him. Now, if you sit there and
I
just
don't know.
watch,
I don't actually. I think today it was. I agree.
yeah,
I don't know about always. So I do think he's quite forward thinking. To be honest, Lanzini.
I think he is forward thinking when we're on the front foot. But when we're up, like when teams press us, like Villa did today, they pressed our midfield. I just look at him and I think he's always like he's technically very good. Lenzi, I can't fault him for that. He's technically very good, and he's technically better than Souček on the ball. But he does pass the ball back before the ball has to go forward. Like, do you know what I mean? There's no turn
100%.
and go right. Whereas Declan Rice, when Declan Rice gets the ball, he's advancing. He's moving forward.
Always.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'll give that to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him today. I'll give him just a 7 for me. It's just a 7.
Oof.
I think he was like it's borderline 6 or 7. So I'll just give him just a 7 because we won the game. But I do think he's like some of the passing he done today was terrible. Like he got dispossessed so many times, and Villa were all over him. Especially what's his name? Douglas Luiz. He was all over him. Like every time he got the ball, he was snapping at him all the time. And let's be honest, that foul he done, like Lanzini high foot, if that was another ref, he could have been sent off for that.
So everyone around me was all booing and going crazy, going, you fucking fairy and all that at Louise. And I actually thought, because I'm quite good with this, I'm quite good at being in the other team's position, other fans' position. I immediately thought, oh come on, that was bad. Like if that was against us, we'd be fuming about the player that kicked our player in the face.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty naughty. I think I was actually fuming about that. I'm glad you brought it up because I actually thought Lanzini could have went up to the ball and controlled it with his chest. I don't know why he thought he had to stick his leg out to try and control the ball. I don't know. He could have just walked an extra 2 steps forward, controlled it with his chest, bring it down. But he didn't give a foul away. I thought he was probably a quietest player today. I think actually, probably the quietest player. Didn't see so much of the ball. They had 3 players in midfield, remember as well. So they obviously had that extra man to kind of cover Lanzini. He was silenced a bit. Didn't really have any shots on goal. Didn't really try anything going forward. Yeah, very quiet game from him. Didn't do too much. We won the game, as you said, so you think maybe 7. It is 6 or 7. I'm so 50-50 with this. I'll go with wherever you went with. Would you go with?
7.
I'll go 7. I'll go 7.
7 it is for Mitch. Moving on to this man. Pablo Fornells. I don't know about this one. Goal's a great goal. Don't get me wrong. He scores the goal that technically wins us the game. But sometimes today, even his passing was a bit iffy from time to time. Like a bit bitty all over the place. Like the first half was very even game. Second half, he got better to a point. I'm going to make this pretty short and sweet on 4-0 for me. I'm giving him a very high 6, just not a 7 for me. I'll tell you what, I will give him a 7 because he scored. Nah, I will. I'll give him a 7 because he scored. But his passing is just not the same. Like, he was like getting brushed off the ball a bit. And I've got to admit, he's a good player, 4-0, but I do agree with what you say.
Is he?
Like,
Is he?
I think he's a good player, Mitch, but I think, is he a good player? Well, when we're on the front foot, we need pace going forward. If we're playing like a counter-attacking team, and that's what that's how we're setting up as a counter-attacking team, we've got no pace on the break. And 4-0 isn't a pacey player. He's a hard-working player.
Yeah, he's one of our size players. Let's be real.
Yeah. So I'll give him, I'll make his rating pretty simple for me, 7 for me. What do you go, Mitch?
I'm like a roller coaster with 4-0. When he first comes to the club, I really did not fancy him at all. Not physically, because physically he's a decent looking boy. I'm talking about in terms of his footballing ability. I don't know. I never really rated him. I saw a lot of attributes where I thought he lacked a lot of pace and skill. This season he's been a bit of a roller coaster. Started well, then had a little bad patch. Then he played against Liverpool, was exceptional. And I think a lot of people talk about that now, about his Liverpool performance. But since then, I don't think there's been a game where I've gone 4-0 was exceptional today. I think every game since has been very average, maybe slightly better than average, maybe like a 7 we're talking about. For me, though, he needs to be offering more. And it's not necessarily perfect. It's not necessarily him. It's more what I want. And I think how we can better as a club. I think there's better players out there. If in the style we play and the way we want to play, I just think there's so many players that if they was in 4-0's position today would have done so much better because he had a lot of the ball on that right side, and he done fuck all with it. I'm gonna be honest. I thought he done pretty shit. As an attacker, you're there to create things. If you're not skillful and you're not pacey like he is, and
See,
then
what you're saying,
you've got to show some things for it, like a decent passing, and his passing was sloppy today.
Yeah.
I thought.
See, what you're saying is 100% right because the next man I'm going to get onto, people are still slating him today. He's got 2 assists. Like, it just doesn't make no sense.
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Give me a rating for 4-0s.
6. He scored the goal, and it was an all right finish. I think.
Yeah.
I think if I'm being brutally honest, I think top keepers do say that. Yeah, but he did score the goal. Got in a good position for it. To be fair, I think a lot of that was down to Yarmolenko pulling the defender away.
Yeah.
Which we'll obviously come on to. But yeah, it was a decent finish. It wasn't too bad. So yeah, a high 6, but it's a 6. I couldn't give him a 7 because it wasn't good enough for me.
6 for you. Moving on to this man, Saeed Benrahma. Now, this is going to get interesting because I've seen it on Twitter today. People slagging him off again, saying he was shit. Was he shit? I'm going to say he was mixed today. He wasn't awful. Like, he wasn't the worst player on the pitch. Like, I know that for certain. But he did assist 2 goals today. Like, and the first goal is a great ball into Yarmolenko. Now, if that's into Antonio, that's bouncing off him and going out for a defender to clear. The second goal is a great goal and all because the pace of the ball that comes across, it's weighted perfectly. It's not too soft, so he's got to run into it, and it's not too hard that he's got to adjust his body. It's a perfect pass, perfect goal. I will assess Benrahma like this. First 10 minutes, he was decent. He was up for it. He drifted out of the game completely until Antonio got injured and went off. Then he sparked back into life, and then that's how he's got the 2 assists. So that's my opinion on Benrahma today. What's your opinion, Mitchell?
I thought he done well for 2 goals. I think one of the passes was better than the other. I thought it was a very good ball into midfield. And I think so many times we looked across it in this season, I do. And I think especially players like Cresswell. But Benrahma didn't. He looked up and he played it in field. And it's exactly what I think we need to do a bit more often. Instead of just whipping blind balls in. We were talking today, me and my pals at the game. We said we don't understand why. Like, how many times do we actually score from a fucking open play cross? It never happens, ever.
Very rare. Very rare.
It's so rare. And considering the amount of crosses we put in each game, I don't get why we still do it. I get it every now and then to kind of put in a cross just to test it out, or maybe to be unpredictable. Because if you never cross it in, players are always going to read you. But I think we cross it in way too much, considering we don't score from them. And not that we don't score from them, but that our players can't cross the ball in open play.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Mitch, what I look at with Benrahma, is that he will make chances. It's down to our striker, right, to finish them. And our striker, I'm sorry, is not good enough, Antonio. And it proved it today when Yarmolenko comes on, which I will get to later. Yarmolenko comes on, he looks like a striker. And Antonio's just like, me and you've had this discussion with
bad
Antonio.
body language today from Antonio. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about him. Obviously talking about him in a minute.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? With Benrahma, he will make the chances. Like last season, I'll go back to last season quickly before we go get a rating. The last season, he made chance after chance for Antonio. And Antonio kept hitting the post, the bar, smashing it over the bar. Like, if West Ham go and buy a top striker next season and Benrahma is there, Benrahma will assist 20 goals in that season. And I would have money on it with anyone.
Assist 20?
He will assist 20 goals. If we've got a top
James,
striker.
Boy,
Mate, I'm telling you.
I don't know about that one.
Right, because he's got, 6 assists this season. He's been in and out of the team. And if there's a top striker there who knows where the back of the net is, who's a natural striker, he will make them runs.
I don't know about that.
And Benny will find it.
He'd get more assists, but I don't know.
In all competitions, by the way, not just in the Prem. Just want to make that clear.
Okay, fair enough. Even that's pushing it, I think. I mean, 20 assists, I don't know. I think his passing is very bad at times, James. Let's be real. I think his crossing, it's very rare that he puts in a good ball.
The one thing that irritates me with Benrahma, the one thing I will say about him that does really, really piss me off with him is how he hugs the byline.
Yes, like it does wind me up.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, Benny, just go infield. Go infield, get the ball where you're technically very good. Yeah, you really want the ball in the 18-yard box because whether there's a bit of trickery, someone could go flying in, tackle him, bring him down penalty. I don't think Benrahma's won us a penalty this year, right? And he should be winning us penalties. That's the thing. So
I agree. I think I think he can be very good in the box when he's in the box.
Yeah,
but outside the box, I don't know, his long range shooting's pretty dire. It was great at Brentford, and it looked all right last season at spells. This season, he can't really hit a ball outside the box, mate. If I'm being honest, like every time he tries having a shot, it's been pretty shit.
The thing is, though, Mitch, I will say this. Listen, I'm not defending him because today I thought he was mixed, yeah, but he does have a shot. I don't see anyone else having a shot from outside the box. You see what I'm saying? Like only Declan Rice. I don't see Souček doing it.
What Fornals? I've never seen Fornals have a shot outside of my life of his career.
Yeah,
West Ham.
I think he had one shot last year outside the box. He hit the crossbar. That was against Everton at home. A 1-0 loss.
Oh, Fornals.
Yeah, he hit the crossbar. But other than that,
you've got a good memory.
I've got a shit up memory, mate. That's why all these people on YouTube don't like me because I know my facts. Do you know what I'm saying? But listen, I'll say this with Benrahma. I'm going to give him an 8 because he's got 2 assists today. He's technically been involved in both goals.
An 8.
The game.
Sorry, an 8.
It's just an 8 for me. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't give. But how can you give him any less, mate? He's got 2 assists.
Yeah, he's got 2 assists, but it's not like they were great balls. I think if you put Fornals in that position, and as much as I dislike Fornals, I think, I don't know. I think it's not difficult. It's
but
pretty simple.
Got to give him a bit of credit though, Mitch?
Of course, slightly, which I will do in my rating. I do agree.
Yeah.
But again, for me today, every good thing he'd done was in the first half, really, besides from right at the end. I think he'd done right at the start of the first half. I think he looked confident, he looked good. And I'm thinking, here we go, this is the Benrahma I was hoping to see come out today. He looked confident. And then as the half went on, he did get quite bad. He put in a shocking ball on his left foot and he just completely kicked it out to Rose Ed. It was really bad.
Yeah.
And that was right in front of me. And actually, that'll be a match of the day because I'd like to see that later and see my reaction to it because I wasn't unhappy bunny about that. Very mixed today. For me, every good thing he'd done 2 or 3 bad things. And I think he could have done better with the shot, if I'm being honest. I think right at the start of the first half, hits it
Yeah.
straight at the keeper. I think you've got to pick a corner. We get into these positions a lot. We've got into them a lot recently. We've got into the boxes in the last few
Right.
games, and we're just throwing away chances. And it was a decent chance, really, for Benrahma. And if we want to get to the level we want to be, we've got to be putting away these good chances.
So, what would you rate him today? I'm going to ask you a question before we move on.
It's just a 7. Just a 7.
It's just a 7, right? Now, what would it have to have been for him to get an 8, in your opinion?
He'd have to been more consistent. He'd have to create more chances, because I don't think he actually created any chances besides from the 2 assists he'd done. And he just couldn't. He couldn't have put his stamp on the game. He'd done all right in the first 5 minutes, but besides from that, I think he just gave the ball away a lot. He gave the ball away a lot. For him to get an 8, he would have to have cut out them sloppy passes. Maybe 1 or 2 in the game is fair enough, but
Yeah.
he'd done it quite a lot. Cut quite a lot of them out, and get a bit more direct going forward, which we know we can do. He started the game off like it, but then he kind of drifted off a bit. Yeah, be a bit more direct, be a bit more confident, and cut those loose passes, and he would have got an 8 for me.
100%, mate. 100%. Before I move on, please smash a like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Goes a long way. This man, Mikel Antonio, gets injured, gets subbed off, hamstring injury, so he could
Blessing
be
in
out
disguise
for
this game.
I thought he was shit, mate. I'm sorry, but I just
Yeah.
Listen, right. When I look at Ivan Toney sitting in Brentford, scoring goals, right? He's young, he's fit, he's built like Antonio, right?
Yeah.
West Ham should be going out in the summer and putting in a £45 million bid for that geezer, 100%, and getting him to West Ham because he will score goals, right, wherever he goes, right? When I look at Antonio,
very similar to Abraham, I think.
I think he's excellent,
we missed a trick with Abraham, I think, in the
yeah.
summer.
Yeah,
I would have liked him at West Ham.
And I think he's only going to get better, Ivan Toney. Right? He's a Jamie Vardy type player where he's come through the lower leagues, so he knows how to rough it. He can.
He's got a bit of bastardry about him, isn't he? He knows he's good, and I like that. Players like Onatovic, it springs to mind. He's similar build in terms of he's tall, he's aggressive, he's got that cockiness about him. A slight bit of an ego, which I don't really like. In fact, last season I did slate him a bit for it. I said, this boy fucking loves himself. Watch him come to the Prem and fucking not do too well. Yeah, he's been quite good, to be fair. And now, I would take him. I do think he really suits the kind of build we're at. So I think he's very good at kind of. I think sometimes where we're under the cosh a bit, and we're just trying to look to dig one out. I think he's very good at just fighting off defenders and just holding it up. In terms of what we wanted Haller to do, obviously I'm not going to talk about Haller, but he's got a lot more to his game than that. I think he's quick. He can get behind. He's strong. He's good in the air, and his finishing ability is top class. And he's quite young. I don't know how old he is exactly.
He's young.
I'd have guessed like 25 or 26.
The thing is, Mitch, when I look at Antonio today, you was there today, right? So you've seen him live, like. From what I was watching, he done fuck all game, in my opinion. Like every time the ball come into him, he couldn't hold the ball up. He was robust. He gets down the sides and all that. But I want more than that. Like he's never in the box. I'm literally. It's a bit different from me watching it from here and you watching it from the ground because I can see where he's walking around and all that. Where you're miles away, you can't probably see it. But he's just walking around, strolling about, and it's. I'm sorry, but the sooner West Ham go out and get a striker that is better than Antonio, because there is better strikers than Antonio out there. Well, I keep hearing it from people turning around saying, we can't find better than Antonio. Now, fuck off. Like, I can name you 5 straight off the top of my head.
I could name 10.
Do you know what I mean?
Actually, I could name 20 strikers right now, right here, right now, that are better than Antonio.
Fire them away then, Mitch. Like, let's do this. You know
fuck, here we go. All right. I'm obviously not better that we could sign. I'm just talking better. Suarez, Lewandowski, Ronaldo, Ivan Toney, Nunes. Okay, let's go Bundesliga. Lewandowski, I don't know if I said him, maybe not. Haaland, Patrick Schick.
Yeah, you've gone through all the world class players. Now I will tell you the players that I think.
I said Ivan Toney, Nunes,
Broja,
Jonathan David, Broja.
Broja's
Yep.
Broja's better than him straight away.
Yep.
Right. I think Ivan Toney is. I think Ollie Watkins. I think he's a very very good player.
Ollie Watkins, bang bang.
Right. Do you know what I mean?
Tammy Abraham.
I think Iniacho is better than him. I think Iniacho is a very good player who just doesn't really get a lot of mention. Do you know what I mean? Because he plays for Leicester.
Yeah,
he's always like,
I don't know. He's mixed this season.
Raul Jimenez is better than him, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? So there's loads of players out there who we can go out and have a look at and go, you know what? Yeah, these players are better than Antonio. But Antonio, just like today, he gets subbed off. The player that we have ridiculed for fucking years, right? In Yarmolenko comes on, and he was a well beater today, absolute well beater.
Everything that Antonio isn't is exactly what Yarmolenko had today. Obviously, we'll come on top with Yarmolenko, and I'll say that later. But with Antonio today, his body language went back to what it was last month. I've praised Antonio recently. I think he's grafted better. He's put a better shift in. He's done well. He hasn't scored the goals, granted, but I do think he's put in much better team player performances recently, and I've said that on the channel. But today he completely reverted. I thought his first touch, again, back to the way it was a couple of months ago. His first touch was fucking shit. His body language was just like, I remember there was a time where the ball came up to him and he was holding the player off, but he didn't even care. He was kind of like just strolling towards the ball like that. And the fucking defender wrapped his foot around Antonio and got the ball. And then I thought, Antonio, fucking fight for it there. And there's a time where the ball kind of went in front of him. He just kind of stuck his leg out to try and get it. All he'd do is, if he's on his toes there, all he's got to do is shimmy to the right, stick your leg out and try and get the ball. But instead he's just kind of there like, just fling his leg forward, like, I'll fucking try and get it. And he's such a weird player, Antonio. So hot and cold.
I just think he's a last 30-minute man. He's the sort of man.
I agree, mate. I really do agree.
Right?
Or squad, he's much of a squad player.
I've always said this, right? If he's coming on with 30 minutes to go or 25 minutes to go and he's running at defences, I think perfect. Yeah,
I agree.
But when
he's not starting, is he?
But when he starts, when he does an hour, he's fucked. Like, but then I blame Moyes for that. But I'll get on to Moyes later on because, like, obviously now that's going to affect us going forward because we've got no Antonio now, no Cresswell. So, give me a rating for him today, Mitch, for Antonio.
Not good enough. I think the attack and obviously the striker today. I think that was what was missing. Even though he scored 2 goals, obviously that was down to the build-up play from Rice and the excellence of Yarmolenko. But I thought they just weren't good enough today. I thought all of them, to be honest, not quite good enough. I think today the midfield and defence won us the game really, and a certain special man. Antonio not good enough. Didn't offer himself enough. Very bad positioning. I could put it at one point as well. There was a crosser into the box. Antonio was just kind of sitting in front of Mings. No, not even near the front post. Just even further forward, trying to like offer himself the ball. You've got to realise, Antonio, mate, there's a massive gap behind you. You're the striker. You're not playing as a 2-striker setup. You're playing as a 1-striker setup. There's massive space behind you. If our players on the right-hand side, which is where we were, are panicking and we've got nowhere else to go, they're going to just try and hoof it into the box because that's the place where something could come off. So you've got to be in there or you've got to be expecting that. And there was a time today, the ball was about to be played in the box, and I thought, there's no one in the box. Where's Souček? Okay, Souček's in the build-up play. Fair enough. I would have liked him to got in the box a little bit more today, by the way. I did mention that. Where's Souček? Okay, he's in the build-up play. Where's Antonio? Oh, look, he's trying to fucking off himself to the ball. Get in the box, mate. Get in the fucking box.
You are right. Rating,
just very static with his attacking positioning. 6. Give him a 6.
Oh, mate, you're being kind, mate. I'm giving him a 5.
I'm being kind. Yeah, I'm being kind there, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm giving him a 5, mate. Bang average. Right, below average for me. Couldn't hold the ball up.
Another day. I think purely because we won, I can't really give him a too low rating. That's me. I'm a positive man today. Even though I probably don't look at it because it's been a long day.
But got positive. Mitch has got positive vibes. But
6. 6 for Antonio today. Yeah.
Moving on to this man. And I'm going to make this pretty simple. He's my man of the match today. He has to be.
I agree.
He has to be. And do you know what, Mitch? I'm giving him a 10 out of 10 performance, mate. Absolutely. I've got that because he comes on, he's under, like, the weight of the world is on his shoulders at the minute. Like, he's had to deal with everything what's happening in his private life, his friends in Ukraine, his family, everything. He comes on and he scores one of the best goals I've seen him score for West Ham. That's no joke. Like, it's literally a first class finish. And if that's Danny Ings or if that's fucking Lacazette or someone like that, everyone's raving about it. But that's Andre Yarmolenko, and I thought he was excellent today. I really did. What did you think of him today, mate?
So I was watching the goal again here because I would say the goal back since.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you don't get this anywhere else. Mitchell's reaction to the goal as it goes in, live.
I mean, I did. Obviously, I went mental as I scored it, but I love watching goals back and just kind of analysing everyone and the position in that. Yes, it's superb. The first touch is sublime, absolutely sublime. And as you said earlier, if that was Antonio, it's a fucking goal kick from his first touch. And that's it sounds very rude. It sounds kind of ungrateful towards Antonio and what he's done for us. But if I'm being real, like, there's no way. I don't think I've ever seen Antonio produce a first touch like that in my life. And the fact Yarmolenko, as soon as his first touch in the box, he's done that. It's top class. It's top class. It's really put my head at a scramble today because actually I'll come on to that in a minute. Actually, talk about his performance first. I thought he'd done very well when he came on. I actually said as soon as he came on, boys, he's going to score today. He's got a bit of confidence about him. Look at him, a bit of panache. He put himself about there, and he wanted the ball, and he's feeling like he wanted it. And I thought I'd love him to score a goal today. And it's got nothing to do with Ukraine. And I've always felt slightly bad for Yarmolenko, and I've always felt bad for players that get loads of stick. I know praise. Players like, I think not Masuaku, Fredericks and Yarmolenko, I've always kind of felt bad for. Don't get me wrong, I don't think they're quite good enough as players, really. But I feel more bad for those kind of players than the players that don't get enough stick. For me, I don't feel bad for Souček when he gets stick because I feel he gets loads of praise still, and I feel it's a bit unfair. But players like Yarmolenko and Fredericks, I want them to do well because I think I'll go. I think a lot of people agree with me on this. I think Yarmolenko technically isn't a bad footballer. I just think he's quite weak. His stamina levels are very poor. He's very slow. And he does do the occasional stupid thing. But I think technically, he's actually right. He's got good feet and he's got a very good shot on him. I'll give him that. His left foot is very good.
Though, Mitch. That's the problem. He's an actual striker, and he makes.
You know what? I've never said he's an actual striker, but honestly, so I'll come on to it now. I do think he could be a solution to the end of the season as a backup striker to Antonio, or even a rotation striker with Antonio. Now that Antonio's unfit, people were saying, do you play Yarmolenko? I was discussing with my pals earlier, do you play Yarmolenko or Vlasic next game? I think one of them said Vlasic. I would play Yarmolenko next game up top. He won't have to track back up top, and I think that's mainly his main problem. And he won't give away silly balls from deep, which has been his occasional problem where he's on the wing, he drops deep for the ball and he gives away a silly pass and the team counter-attacks us. Because when you're a striker, if you do give a silly ball away, that's fine. Then the opposition team can build up. But at striker, he's got the perfect license to do really whatever he wants. For me, at the club, this may sound crazy. I think he's got the best shot in him at the club. I think the way every time he hits the ball, I don't think I've ever seen him do a really bad shot. And in terms of his shot conversion rate, I think it must be up there for us at the club. Probably the best because he has got a very good left foot. And I think when he's in the box, I think he can be dangerous. He can be dangerous. And his position today for the first goal and the second goal to drag the defender wide for Fornals to get into that pocket was superb. And
because he's a natural striker, Mitch. Mitch, this
But
is what I
he's
keep.
not. He's not. But he's a better striker than Antonio in terms of his positioning, which
I
ain't
would
right, is it?
say, I would say he is to a point because when he plays for Ukraine, I know he plays along that free, like that sort of wing. But
Yeah.
he's got his natural born striker. And let's be honest,
Is
Antonio
it?
isn't natural.
But I don't. Before that, he's never. Before the last 3 years, he never played at striker for Ukraine,
Yeah,
and he's always played on the wing for Kiev and
yeah.
Dortmund, and for us, and and for Ukraine. So I wouldn't say he's a natural striker. I just think he's got a good footballing brain, actually, in terms
Yeah,
of like his positioning. He knows where to be, um, and I think that's a thing where I don't know why we've not picked up on it. I think in terms of the whole fan base, I don't think I've ever seen him talk about it, but he has got good positioning when you come to think about it.
mm.
And yeah, what would you start him at? Say Antonio's injured. Who would you start at striker?
Ooh, give me your rating first, and then I'll.
Okay.
Well,
I'll give him an 8 today. He was my man of match. I'll give him an 8.
I'm going to give him a 10. I think for what he's had to deal with, he comes on,
Yeah, and
and
his
let's
interview
be,
was superb as well. Big up
yeah,
for Yarmolenko for his interview after that. I watched it on the way
yeah,
back.
it
Very
was
much respect
emotional.
for him.
I've got to admit, and the finish is absolutely first class. He was first class, and he deserves a 10, mate. He probably won't ever get a 10 from me again, but he gets a 10 for today.
Don't say that. He will at
You're,
Sevilla next week when he bags that trick at the London
I know,
Stadium.
mate. I know. I'm all over it. Would I start him on Thursday before we move on? Good question, Mitch.
If
Good
Antonio's not
question.
fit, so
If
probably in
Antonio's, I
discussion.
don't think
But Bowen's
Antonio's
not
fit.
back either.
Yeah, but
Pardon?
I don't think Antonio's fit for
Yeah,
Thursday.
same.
Yeah, I think he's out for a couple of weeks. I'll be quite shocked if he plays Thursday night.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll it's an interesting way. Bowen's fit. You put Bowen up there, but he's going to get
I don't
kicked.
think he will be. I bet he's be out for next two now. He'll be out for Spurs as well.
Well,
Yeah.
Yarmolenko's going to have to play then. There's no two ways about it because we're running out of bodies.
Things
But
like you say
then
you have to play. I feel a bit positive about it now. I feel like he could do a decent job.
I do, but this all goes back to David Moyes, in my opinion, which I'll get onto
Mm.
later. And for me, I think he's massively fucked up there. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, Yarmolenko scored a great goal today, but Seville's going to be a different test. Like they are a well organised, well marshalled team on Thursday, and I think he might find it hard. Like, do you know what I mean? So we will see. Moving on to this man, Ryan Fredericks. Mitch, what do you think of him? I thought he'd done all right when he come on.
Yeah, just very simple. We all know he's not the best player at the club, but in terms of technically, and lacks a lot of confidence, I think. But he done all right. I don't think he was on for two. Actually, he was on for quite a bit, wasn't he? It was
He
on
was, yeah.
since Cresswell went off. It didn't feel like he was on that much because I don't think he done too much, if I'm being honest. But
Mm.
he done his role. He kept his role. He marked well. I remember seeing him on the right. I think he marked his player on the left very well. Kept it simple going forward. I think there was a time where there was a kind of overlapping ball
Mm.
where he played a cutback pass and it got into a good position. I think it was Yarmolenko that he found, and nothing that came of it. I think 'cause it was blocked the shot. But yeah, just decent. Like a couple of my mates said he played really well when he came on. I won't say he played really well. I just think he'd done
He's
his
good.
job. He'd done his
Yeah.
job when he came. I think as a
Mm.
substitute, obviously you get a slightly lower rating usually. I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, mate. Pretty short and sweet from me. 6 out of 10. I thought he was good. I thought he come on. He done all right. He got the ball. One thing, what I do like about Frederick, he does go up the pitch fast. That's one thing I will give him. Like, I don't rate him as a player. Don't get me wrong. I think he's defensively poor. I think with sometimes his crossings hit and miss. Like, it's either a very good cross or it's awful.
Let's have you
But
right back at the club, though, to be honest, mate.
it is, mate. It is. So when he does get the ball, when he does get up the pitch, I think he looks quite decent. So yeah, easy rating for me, a 6 out of 10. And finally, Mitchell, your favourite player, Issa Diop. He comes on, and then we can see that Mitch. What's going on?
I don't blame him for that.
Nah,
Quiet. I don't know if I could give it.
nah,
Not applicable. Not applicable.
nah.
Can we do?
I'll give him a 5, a standard 5 for me. Like he comes on and Like, yeah, but we'll probably you will probably agree with me. It's 5, isn't it? Like, he comes on.
Not applicable. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's done all right
100%.
recently. When he's made his appearances, I think he's done all right recently. To be fair to him, as much as I give
Yeah,
him a stick, today I don't think was one of those days you can say that because there was nothing of him really today. He
yeah,
didn't get enough time to really do anything, defend. I know he conceded when obviously he was just come on the pitch, but I don't think he was to blame for that. The goal came from midfielder, so and it wasn't Coutinho, it was Jacob Ramsey. He was kind of playing midfield three, so
yeah.
Weiss or Souček should have dealt with that. And as I said earlier, um, quite disappointing because
Mm.
it was squeaky bum time at that point.
It certainly was, mate. It certainly was. So, me and Mitch say at 5 each. Moving on to this man, the ref, who I thought was fucking a pain in the arse, mate. Absolute pain in the arse. Amount of times Villa players were falling over on the floor and he was giving fouls. What did you think, being obviously pitch side?
I've always been one not to analyse referees. I don't really like if they do bad decisions. I told you before. I'm quite forgetful actually in terms of referees and what they do because I'm very focused on our players and the movements they make. I'm always focusing on them. And but today I did notice. Quite significantly. I thought he was very bad today. Lots of little things, just fouls which were given to them. Free kicks were given to him. I don't know how. Johnson, I
Mm.
think, a couple of times in the first half, gave away fouls, but weren't given. So I'm talking for Villa here. I think it was
Yeah,
quite unfair for them. Um, Other times I can't remember exactly, but it was just bad today. A lot of silly fouls which weren't fouls. He just
even
gave them.
throw-ins. There was throw-ins that went out, like for us, and they're giving it the
Mm.
other way and things like that. Like you
Yeah,
probably might not
I
have
remember a
seen
couple of
that.
times.
You might not have seen that being pitch side, but I see it from here. And I
I
was
know
like,
everyone was going mental, so I assumed,
yeah, yeah, what's
I
going on?
assumed, yeah.
Um, and he's supposed to be an up and coming ref. And if he's up and
What's his name? I've
coming
never
now,
heard of his name before. What's weird name?
Jared Gillett, I think his name is,
Joe Gillett.
Australian
That's it. Yeah,
referee.
yeah.
Yeah, he's an
Weird.
Australian
Yeah, weird name.
referee who's done pretty well over in Australia. He's come over to England. And I actually thought, when I see his name as a ref, I thought, oh, that's all right. He's a pretty decent ref. I changed my
Yeah,
mind, mate. I think he's absolutely shocking.
yeah. I saw him. I thought I can't work out who's that. I was like, is that fucking
Yeah,
Oh, what's his no? Whatever his fucking name is, a little rat. I thought, who is that? Giving the silly fouls away.
yeah.
And we had to search him up, and it was like, yeah, Jared Gillett. But his name's quite forgetful. He
I
won't
don't know
last
where
long.
he.
He'll be out the door soon, hopefully.
I don't know
Shocking
where he.
from him today.
I don't know where they found 6 minutes in the second half. That's another thing I couldn't believe.
Yeah,
Like,
that was ridiculous.
yeah,
Oh, that was unbelievable. That. And I
when
looked at
the,
the Villa fans straight away. They're all going, come on, get in, like scored a goal.
yeah, like I could not believe when the ball went up and it said 6 minutes. I was expecting that like 4, that
I was
standard
expecting
4 minutes.
four as well. I was expecting four because I don't really get it. I'm trying to recollect of what happened, but I
It's
think
not
maybe
a
the
lot.
Cresswell injury, Antonio injury,
Yeah,
the
the
goals.
goals. Villa keep
Maybe
going down.
five max, five
Yeah,
max, but six. No, I think it's
but
pushing it.
yeah, I totally agree, mate. Give me a rating for the ref, Mitch.
I'd give him a 5.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that one. Standard 5 for me and Mitchell. And finally, David Moyes.
Messiah.
The final, yeah, if you say so, Mitch. The Messiah, as everyone says. Today, uh, he picked the right team today because that's the only
He
team he
did.
had.
He did,
Right,
yeah.
there was no Flassage, so Flassage weren't even in the starting squad. And he picked the right team. The subs were
Yeah, what's going on
false.
with Vlasic, James? Sorry to cut in there. Do you know what's going on with Vlasic?
No idea, mate.
I don't
No
have a
idea
clue.
at all.
I checked to see
Yeah,
if he was on a bench. He wasn't on a bench. I thought, what's going on
mm,
there? That's a bit of a weird
yeah.
one.
He must have picked up a knock, right? So today, Benrahma stepped
Mm.
up and got the 2 assists. We won the game, etc. Moyes, first half. I can't really knock Moyes, but the one thing I will knock Moyes for, where I will go in on him, is that now 2 of our players are out injured, and this fucker did not sign no one. and we all know that this was coming. Right, we all know that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
and this is the thing that irritates me. I'll go first on my rating. I'll give Moyes an 8 for today. Yeah, because we've got the win. He picked the right team. The subs were enforced. We've won the game.
I'm glad we brought in Yarmolenko. I did say actually to my pals, he said, Perkins, being Perkins on. I think of Perkins. I don't know. Yeah, he's young, but not for me. Not to grab a winner. And I thought, if anyone's going to possibly grab saying it could be Yarmolenko, so I thought, get Yarmolenko on. And he did. And I'm glad he's done that, to be honest, Moyes. Obviously, made the right decision there, and he played that skin, Yarmolenko, when he came on. You can't really knock him. The team was bang on. It was exactly what we wanted, expected. No players were awful today. So he did pick the right lineup. Obviously, as I said, as we spoke, some players weren't quite good enough, but no players were awful today. So, well done, Moyes. They've done it right, and we won the game. And the setup was good. I thought we sat really well defensively, especially. I thought defensively was superb. Kept them quiet. Gave them, I think, maybe 1 or 2 chances during the game. Aston Villa, and this is an on-form Aston Villa, considering we've just come from Seville and flew back. I know Villa played on Thursday, but we had to fly out to Sevilla and fly back. All this time of there's a lot of time there to be taken off. Moyes will give an 8. I thought we've done really well today.
2 8s for Mr. Moyes, and that is it. Basically, that's the ratings done. Now we're going to have a chat moving forward. Obviously, now Mitchell, we have 2 players who are out. That's the problem we've got now, and this is where this is going to come back and bite us on the arse big time. I've got to ask you, mate, if this goes wrong. All right, listen, we've won today. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It's an amazing victory. But we've now lost 2 players, 2 key players. Now, listen, I'm not Antonio's biggest fan. I like him as a player, but I think we need better players than Mikel Antonio at West Ham United Football Club. I've always said that.
Yarmolenko. But he's here. He's here to save us.
The saviour is here. But David Moyes now has got a major problem there because he's got 2 key players. One of them where we've got no left back in that position whatsoever.
It's where we could have done with testing out Longello in the fucking cup games, like I said, in January and December. It really winds me up. It really winds me up. I wouldn't even start Johnson left back. I would start Johnson at right back and Longello left back, because I think Johnson, he done all right when he played left back today, granted, but when he has played left back this season, he's been pretty shit, especially recently when he has played there. When he's come on or started, I remember he started at Palace. I remember a couple of months ago at left back, and he was awful, absolutely terrible. Our worst player, giving balls away, and he got substituted, I think, half time. It was absolutely terrible, and that was the last time he played left back. I would start Longello. I really would, and Yarmolenko, and see what they could do. It's because if we're going to win this competition, we're not going to win it if we play Johnson left back, and I think Fredericks or Sofa right back, because I think you're just calling out for disaster there. I think you've got to put your neck and line, risk it, go for it, and try Longello out, because I think he's got something about him, Longello. We're good enough defensively as a unit, so I don't think him defensively would be too much of an issue.
But let me bring in these 2 legends.
Hold on a sec.
There's Jace. And
there's Damo.
There's Damo. You know what I mean?
He's carrying his hand there, look. All right, better not be bloody...
What's he doing?
And there's the Lawless.
Look at him. Looked scary there, didn't he?
Right,
Started picking his head through that.
Hold on a sec. Right, Fabianski, I'll give that... No, I'm only joking. I just thought I quickly come on. Apologies for being late.
That's right, man. Listen, we will go through it quickly with you. Jace, give us quick fire ratings for all the players that I'm going to shout out to you right now. Right, so Fabianski, give me a rating for him.
Fabianski, he was bloody solid as a rock. He was. I'll give him bloody 10. Today.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent.
Here he goes.
Ashford and Simpson, solid as a rock he was, mate.
Cresswell.
Cresswell, he was with the injury in that. He was all right, wasn't he? What did you guys give him?
I thought he weren't all that myself today, mate.
What did I give him, a 6 or 7? I think I gave him a 6.
I'll give him a 5.
Yeah,
I think.
I'll give him a 6.
Right, so 6 for Cresswell for Jace. Dawson.
Also, I thought he played well.
Yeah,
he played all right. Did his job as usual. 7, I think. 7.
Yeah,
8.
I said 7. We both said 7, I think.
He's
Zuma.
all right. Zuma, and again, professional again. Always professional. Give him an 8. He was.
Yeah.
We agree today as well.
That's
He's
what we
going
said.
well.
Now, Ben Johnson.
Dun.
You know what, right? I don't like the hate he gets, man. He was all
The
right.
hate? He don't get hate.
He gets you lot bloody hate him so much, you lot. You give him so much.
No, we don't give him a hate. I don't give him a hate. I just think he gets I think he gets loved up too much.
You give him grief. A lot of grief. Sorry, I'm just trying to sort out the settings here.
What would you rate him?
He lost a couple of balls, didn't he? In that.
I thought he was our worst player today, if I'm being honest.
Was that? Say that again.
Maybe not. He's contender for our worst player today.
Really?
He weren't good.
Who would you say is worse than him?
Actually, I don't know. Actually, it's hard, man.
The first half, he was shocking, wasn't he? I thought it was really bad. Loose passes.
He was all right. He was solid 7. I'll give him a 7. Come on, man.
I think
man. Come on.
I think, yeah. Well,
he wasn't that bad. Come on, man. Listen, right.
I don't know. Defensively done well. Going forward, he was shocking.
Versatility, switching after, you know what I mean. So after Cresswell's injury, so it was a solid game for him, I think.
Yeah. Souček.
Paul Souček was good, man. Souček. He went a bit forward, didn't he? In that it was a 7, I would say, for him against.
Yeah, we said 7. Yeah.
7.
Declan Rice.
Declan Rice, 7 again, pretty standard.
Yeah, we agree with that. Yeah.
Defensive, protective, back wall. He did everything really. So yeah, 7.
Just spot on everything. Aside from Johnson.
I know he's doing well. That's why I'm not saying anything.
I know. Go on.
Lanzini.
He was good in possession. He worked hard off the ball, but I'd say 7 again, really. 7.
I think we both said 6.
6. Yeah, 7 6s. 6.5.
Yeah.
6.5.
Fornells.
Fornells. He was all right. He did his job again. 7. I'll give it 7.
That's what I think we both said a 7. I think. Did
you
say a 7, Mitch?
I said 6.
6.
I think I said a 7 because he scored. If I remember rightly,
yeah. I said 6, just because I thought besides from the goal, I don't know, Jason. I think besides from the goal, for me personally, I just think he was pretty shit. Sloppy passes a lot.
Yeah.
Saeed the scapegoat, Benrahma.
You know what I don't understand? Can I just quickly say this, right? What the hell would he take him off for? Come on, man.
I know, mate. I know.
Take him off.
I don't know. I think that's right. I don't know. I don't know about that. 5 to see out the 2-0 win,
and he still bloody took him off.
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
He was all right. He wasn't.
He was protecting the lead. We was winning 2-0.
He got 2 assists from that, didn't he?
Yeah, but we was winning 2-0. Like I get it to protect the lead. I think it was a good substitution, and I agree. I think it's wrong that Moyes was substituting.
7.
Stop trolling, Jace.
I'm not trolling him. I'm being real.
A 7 out of 10.
Yeah, we gave him 7 as well.
Mitch will give him a 7. I'll give him an 8. I think the 2 assists just edge it for me for a player who don't get a lot of love. Antonio.
He shrugged off the Villa defenders. He was there. He was here and there. He went out a bit wide sometimes, but the hamstring got him, innit? So 6, I would say.
I think me and Mitch. I think we both said 5.
5. Yeah,
we said 5. Yarmolenko.
Yeah, listen. He was up for this game today. He really was up for this game.
Yeah.
He really was a different player, to be honest, from what I've seen recently. I wouldn't give him like a 9 or a 10 or anything like that. I think he's like a 7 or an 8. 8. I'd give him a good 8. I would say today.
Yeah, I gave him an 8.
Yeah, he was a different player. He was a different player. When he came on and that, he was getting in there. He was really doing the job really. So, like, I know everyone's giving him like 10s and 9s and all of that, but come on, he wasn't.
I think he deserves a 10 though, Jace, because of what he's gone through, and it's the first game he's come back and he scored.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, the goal he scored is like a top class finish, isn't it? Let's be honest.
That beauty it was. Yeah.
It was a beautiful finish. So that's the reason why I'll give him a 10. Fredericks
got forward well, looked comfortable. Give him 6, I think, 6 or 7.
Obviously, Diop come on. I think we'll probably get.
It was like, what is that?
Like standard rating 5. Let me and Mitch give him.
5, 6,
yeah. The ref.
You know what? That ref was. He was a Villa fan, I think. He was a Villa fan. He was a bloody Villa fan. Fucking how many minutes? 6 minutes.
6. Yeah.
Yeah. That is shocking.
Come on, man. And then Aston Villa players were diving like Tom Daly today. It was literally disgusting. They were.
It's your favourite word, that disgusting.
I know, and they gave it to them. Gave them all. So he was poor. He was today. I thought he was 4.
4 out of 10. And finally, David Moyes.
Well, he got it. He got it right. We're down to our bare bones, to be honest. So he got the win. So you got to give him an 8, to be honest, today.
Yeah.
I can't really blame him for anything, to be honest.
And that's exactly what me and Mitchell have just said about an 8. And while you're here, Jace, I might as well say it. What about now? Antonio and Cresswell are out. Where does that leave us going forward?
Well, where do you go from here? Right? What else?
Yarmolenko.
To us? Hey?
Yarmolenko's our saviour.
Yarmo's going to. I think if Boeing is all right for Sevilla.
He's not, apparently.
Is he not? Well, then there you go. So Yarmo's going up front then, mate, by the looks of it. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how Yarmo plays in this game. It seems like he will get a full 90 minutes as well, I think, to be honest.
He could be a hero. Once you go to Sevilla,
if he did that, mate, if he did that, then everything changes.
You watch. If he becomes an hero and scores a couple of goals against
then you're not fair play to him. Then
everyone will be asking for him to get an extension on his contract. That's what
exactly.
No, it would be good though. Oh no, he goes on a free in the summer, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I was going to say we get a better transfer value for him.
Get his contract up and running, mate. Get that signing again, mate.
No,
but you know, it'd be good for him to leave us on a good note, at least. If he was to leave and he scored against Sevilla, it'd be great.
That'd be nice for him.
And what do you think, Jace, in regards to Thursday night now?
Oh, we're down to our bare bones, mate. Like, we're not even down to our bare bones. We're like down to like dust, aren't we? Like, we literally, we got to just give our all to it, really. But when you look at us play today and how we coped well with that, do you know what I mean? We can get a goal or two from. And
they struggle away. They struggle away from home.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, right, I saw something on the telly about Seville, and they only win 1-0 and that for the past like 8 or 7 games, whatever it is. They've just
well, that's been us as well, to be fair.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? Like what I saw today,
it'd be very good. It should be a very good matchup.
Do you know what was good today? Considering we went away on Thursday to Seville, and how well we did play today. Because I was expecting a little bit of a hangover, like the away journey, travelling back, training on the Saturday, game on the Sunday.
I agree.
But West Ham played pretty good, if I'm honest, today. Like in all aspects, really.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you guys more, to be honest. It seems like Moyes has got them to a point where he understands them. The players understand what he wants from him. Don't get me wrong, we do get it wrong sometimes, and but when it does all fit together, it works, doesn't it, for us? To be honest, But we just got to keep that momentum going now, really. You can tell the dressing room, the chemistry in there is sky high at the moment. And I feel like they're all doing it for Noble as well, that they want him to have that nice little send-off somehow. You know what I mean? So they're just pulling their socks up, really, and trying their best as they can, really. And that's all we can ask from them, really. Can we, really?
I agree. Jace, what would your prediction before the game, for today's game?
You know what? I was like, we're going to lose. We're going to lose.
Yeah, I thought 2-1 or draw. I think 2-1 or 1-1. That's what I thought.
I did a watch along with Dan today, and I was like, I really can't see us winning this. I can't. I was like, if we do win, it'll be a 1-0 win, and that's it. To be honest, do you know what I mean? I was so negative. It was disgusting.
I love it.
But
you know what? Because you said about Suchek, disgusting.
Yeah,
and you gave him like a 6 or something, didn't you?
Yeah. I will say this right before we sort of wrap up. What do you think, Jace, on Thursday? How do you think it's going to go on Thursday?
I think it's going to be a really tight game, and I can actually see us getting a goal in it. But there's no
2-step overs, top left.
Yeah, I think it'd be 1-1, and then it'll go into extra time, and then we might get like the winner. I think.
The scenes, if that happens.
Does he go to extra time? Does he go like straight to penalties or something? Is that a new?
It goes, basically, there's no away goal, so West Ham have to win 1-0 on the night, basically, or 2-1 or whatever.
And it goes extra time, doesn't it?
It goes extra time, and it goes to penalties.
Yeah, that's good. Then that's all right. Then.
Before I hand it over to Mitch, I actually think we're going to roll them on Thursday. I don't know why. I've got a feeling.
I don't. The fans that are going to be in there that night. I think that place is going to be buzzing. Like there's no
that place will be like.
You're not going to hear it. You're not going to hear how it. I think like the last game of the season when we was at Upton, it's going to be that type of atmosphere. It's going to just be electric. It will be that day. Everyone's just. What it is,
it's got to be like Ipswich playoff semi-final 2000.
It's going to be rocking.
That's what it's got to be like.
I think
it will be. You know when it's like packed and you can feel the heat from everyone, and it's going to be boiling in there, like boiling. You know what I mean? And we're just going to be up for it, man.
Yeah,
it's going to be rocky. It's going to be hot, sweaty. It's going to be like Jared Bowen's bed.
Exactly. Nice.
Mitchell, you do crap me up, mate. Danny Dyer's in action. Mitch, what do you think Thursday? Are you going, Mitch? Have you got a ticket now? You haven't got a ticket? Oh, Mitchell, you let me
don't want to talk about it.
You know what? I
don't want to get emotional on live camera. I don't want to get emotional. I completely fucked up. I completely fucked it up.
Tell us, Mitch. Just tell us quickly what happened.
It's not even that what happened. I could just completely forgot to sort out tickets for it. So we'll subscribe it.
So, if anyone knows Mitchell on Twitter and has got a spare ticket for Seville on Thursday,
and I'll pay double the face value at least. I'll pay that, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'd be willing to pay £100 for these tickets. I would. So, if anyone wants to steal tickets, message me on Twitter. West Ham Mitchell. I'd be willing to pay double. But give me 2 tickets at least. So £200 I'll pay you.
Yeah. So there you go. Well, everyone knows. What do you reckon on Thursday, Mitch? If you're there or not?
I'm confident. If I'm there or not, yeah. I mean, I don't want to get emotional again, but I'm confident. I think our place will do better. It's all about the chances taken. You know, we've had chances, we've created chances in every game in the last 4 games. We've ain't taken them. Today, we had a few chances where I think we could have done slightly better, but in general, the chances we had, I think, obviously we've done better. Yarmolenko was key to that as well. Yeah. But it's all about taking our chances. And we will get chances at Sevilla, but we just have to be bang on it. I know if I'm Moyes, I'm getting all these fucking lads from Monday to Wednesday on the training drills, in terms of finishing drills, because our boys, we just can't finish our fucking dinner. None of them can really. Aside from Yarmolenko, do you know what I mean?
I'll tell you what. Before I wrap it up, I'm so proud of Yarmolenko. He must have been, as I said on my afterthought earlier on, he must be going through hell. Like obviously what's going on in Ukraine. He's probably got family over there, friends over there. And he must to go and play a game of football when you know you've got a war going on in your homeland is a bit mental, isn't it? Let's be honest. But you got to give him some credit, and he deserves the respect tonight. He really does. Jace, thanks for arriving late, son, and coming on. I really do appreciate.
Sorry, I apologise. We was filming.
That's all right, mate. Not to worry at all.
I love this show, man. So I had to jump on.
It's always good to have you on, mate. I do like your opinion. Mitchell, thanks for coming on tonight, mate. I really do appreciate it, as always.
No problem.
You know what
Happy
I mean?
to be on as always, mate.
And thank everyone in the chat who's commented tonight. I had some really good comments. Got up to about 42 in the chat, which was good. And please do like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Is there a way for me to say on this, by the way, James, for me to get up, or is it not? Do I have to go on like the actual video and look at the live chat?
Oh, you can
I
go.
would like to see some of the chats.
Yeah, that's all right. I will put the chat replay on for you, mate. Especially for you, Sam. Especially for you.
Thank you.
Listen, it's a great win today. I've got to admit, as a West Ham fan, I never saw this coming today, especially after Seville on Thursday. The momentum going into Seville this week is going to be massive. We need some luck, though. We need some players back in from injury. We need Jared Bowen back in this team and all. If we're gonna do anything, we need him back fit and firing. Danny Dyer needs to work a magic and get him back fit. So listen,
what kind of magic we're on about as well.
Yes, exactly that, mate.
Of course.
But Jace has ducked out. But listen, we will see. We will see. And we started, so we shall finish. But I've got to admit, Yarmolenko, you done us proud today. I've got to say that. Listen, this man gets a lot of stick. He's had a lot of stick from all the fan base for a long, long time. A lot of people, including myself, have said he's not good enough and he shouldn't be here anymore. And today, he scored a goal that we will remember. And the whole crowd applauding him as he come on. It was just set in the stars that he was going to score the winner. The goal that got us on the way to a win. So, yeah. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Have a good week. See you Thursday. Bye for now.